that time once again, boys and girls. Tuesday night, 10 p.m. The Mystic Hour has finally arrived. It is great to be here. It is Tuesday night. The Mystic Hour is here. I'm here. I've got Karen here. We are at WNJC, folks. Actually, I'll tell you, this is going to be a great night. I am so sorry to hear about Ray Davis, and wow, you know, it seems like we've lost a lot of troops recently to injuries and falls over the past year or two. I wonder what's up with that, Karen. We're like the, you know, struggling soldiers here. Goodness gracious. Nuts. Well, I'll tell you, folks, it is great to be here. Thank you so much for tuning me into your homes and businesses this evening. This is the Mystic Hour Tri-State Area and the world's free call-in live psychic talk show. I'm your host, the Mystic, professional psychic of 15 years, here to assist you in matters of love, life, health, success, and destiny. That's right. Okay, with us in the studio is the lovely Carrie, making all these things possible, and it is so great to have you back. We missed you so much. Okay, we do have callers on the line. I want to remind all of you that you can give us a call for free psychic advice by me at 856-227-1360 and 856-232-7077. Give us a call. A couple real quick announcements, very, very quickly. I want to announce that I will be coming this Thursday to Dempster's. As always, it's a great time had by all. Free psychic readings with purchase of any item on the menu, folks. And, you know, I've been there for months. It's just a wonderful time. Come on out, get your free psychic reading, and stick around. We've got a great DJ out there and some great people. You know, it's just awesome. So come on out and see us. Also, coming up February 10th, I will be appearing at Cousins Pub in Westdale, New Jersey. I'm going to be there on Ladies' Night on February 10th from 7 p.m. on probably till about 11 o'clock. So come on out and see us. It's going to be some great fun, music, food, and it is Ladies' Night, ladies, so you know they're going to take good care of you. Okay, so that's pretty much it. Also, very, very quickly, I want to give a really quick shout-out myself to Ray Davis. I hope you feel better, my brother. And also, I want to say hello to a upcoming sponsor, Total Metal Television, folks. It's a long story, but their brand new channel is coming up with some great, good metal music. It's the only way to go, folks. And, you know, we're actually talking, and I'm going to be learning more about them in the near future, and I'll be able to give you all the info on that. But listen up for them. Check them out on, you know, the net everywhere. Again, that's Total Metal Television. Okay, so that's it, folks. Now, I want to remind all of you again that you can give us a call at 856-227-1360 and 856-232-7077. We do have a caller on the line, and I'm not really going to be doing a Mystic Minute tonight, but I do have a very interesting psychic episode that I want to share with you right around the half hour, so you guys got to stick around at least for that, okay? In the meantime, I have a caller on the line, so let's take that caller now. Caller, you are live. Good evening.
Hi, good evening.
Hi, your name?
Yeah, I'm here. Thanks. I guess I can ask you whatever, like, about my relationship and...
You can ask me whatever. First off, let's start with your name.
Lucia, I'm sorry.
Lucia, okay. And where are you calling from?
Blackwood.
Blackwood,
Yes,
okay.
Blackwood.
And, okay, so how can I help you tonight?
I'm looking for, I guess, Mr. Right, the right one.
Okay.
I'm looking to see if that's what happened for me, if I'm going to meet him, and, you know, that kind of stuff.
Understood. Okay, so what we'll do then, so you already have somebody in mind, you think, right?
I am going out with someone, but it looks like it's just going sour. It's totally going sour.
Okay. Well, stand by. What we can do, I mean, there's a lot of different ways we can proceed here. We can do a comparison chart on you and this present one, or we can do something completely different into your future alone. We can do a lot of different things here, dear.
Oh, okay. I don't know. I guess.
I mean, tell me what you really want to know tonight. That's what I want to know. What do you want to know tonight?
Mr. Right, it's going to happen like I'm going to get married.
Okay. Okay, well then we'll just give you a reading in general real quick, and we'll just see what's going on and what's coming and how it's going to work out for you, okay? That sounds like the best bet, I think.
Thanks.
Stand by, okay?
All right.
Oh, it's my pleasure. All right. One of the first things that I'm seeing here, this is dealing with your present position, some of the things that are going on in your life right now, okay? What I'm seeing here is, a lot of your expectations that you have had for yourself, you have come to the immediate realization, and I mean this is right now, that they have not been met. Your criteria has not been met. Do you understand?
Absolutely not. You're right. Thank you.
Okay. But, this has been a hardcore reality check for you recently. Like, you have totally come to grips with this. Wow, there's so many things that I want to do. And right now you're also realizing how much more capable of doing them you are.
Right.
Because right now, you're exceeding a lot of your own expectations here without any question, but only when you start making that move, because you've been putting yourself on hold for so long that it's, kind of become habit for you. But honestly, this year, and this actually started right around October of last year, I think, is when you really started progressing yourself for yourself. And that's what you needed to do all along, regardless of what kind of relationship you're in. And that goes for all of you out there. I mean, a relationship is a 50-50 gig. You got to support each other. You got to push each other. You got to promote each other, even if it's just in your own heart.
Right.
Or it's just not going to work. And you didn't have that support, unfortunately.
Oh,
you
no.
gave it.
Not at all. You're right, I gave it. You're right.
But I don't sense that, you were getting it. And that's a shame, and that's not the way it should be.
Yep.
You can't sit there and get bashed and expected to produce, too.
Mm-hmm.
Now, dealing with your destiny itself, all you've been trying to do over the past, since October, is really open a door for you to step through it.
Okay.
Because that's really what you want more than anything right now. And, it's not the love interest that is going to save you from that. You got to understand that.
Well, I'm sorry?
It's not the love interest that's going to save you from all this mess.
Okay.
It's you. You can't rely on, a relationship or Prince Charming or, whatever. You can't rely on that. You have to rely on yourself in this world. That's the only way to make it. That's the only way God wants it. That's why he, emphasizes so much. Won't help those that won't help themselves.
Okay.
That's why it says that, is to, emphasize you need to push yourself. And the more you do, the more rewards you get. And I promise you, love will come a lot quicker this way. Because then not only will you be enjoying what you're doing because of your progression, but you'll be loving yourself because of it. And that's important. You understand?
Yeah.
So this is the path that you're taking now. And I'll tell you, this is a path you've known to take all along. It's just this is the opportunity now that you've been waiting for. And I think you're going to do it. I think you're going to jump here. And you need to. You need to progress. But you can't sit there and keep fooling yourself into thinking that you're secure here because you're not.
No.
So that's something you're going to have to, amend very, very quickly, I sense.
Oh, it'll be amended.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's got to be. Now, coming up in your immediate future, one of the first things that I am seeing here is, I don't sense this to be a romantic aspect, but I do see a relationship here with someone that seems more of a, what's the word I'm looking for? Seems more of a mentor than, a romantic aspect here. But this person, I'll tell you, one thing I'm seeing about him, it seems like there's something to do with flying that I'm seeing here. Could just be a fascination with birds. Could be a pilot. I don't really know where that focus is there. But I do sense that this person will be of help to you. I don't think it's going to be a romantic issue, though. I think it's just going to be, genuine help, which is also very cool. Now, another thing that I'm seeing here, too, immediately after that, is a question of whether your physical characteristics combined with the charm that you have is all you're going to need in order to progress to the next step here. And I got to tell you right now, as odd as it sounds, the answer will be yes.
Okay.
Because right now you're already starting to make the changes that you've needed to make. And, you know, this includes inside as well as out. So, and you're progressing here. This is what you've needed to do all along. And honestly, you had every opportunity to do so. You did.
Okay.
You know, this was a voluntary crisis that you were pulling yourself into. This was voluntarily putting yourself on hold. You understand that?
Man, you are so right. You are so right.
But I don't see that now, though, and that's the beautiful thing about it, is that, you know, you are progressing here. You are starting to put it together for yourself. And I got to tell you that, in a sense, it does feel like a fate call for you. And what that means is that, you know, you were destined to go through this, but you were also destined to make that change, too. It was just a question of when. And now that you're here, it doesn't matter how long it took you. It doesn't matter what directions you had to take. As long as you're here with us, that's, you know, the important thing.
Okay.
So,
okay.
Welcome to the club. It's fabulous.
Well, thank you.
It's my most humble pleasure, I'll tell you. Now, as soon as you get this whole thing together, and as soon as you truly love yourself again for what you're doing, somebody else is going to jump right in the boat with you, I guarantee it.
Okay.
Guarantee it. I know what I see here.
Okay. Thank you.
So, now, that's what I see for you, dear. Now, is there anything else I can answer for you very quickly while I have you on the air? What else?
No.
Talk to me.
Thank you.
Okay. Well, you have my number, and again, you know, all I ask is that you do tell a friend so that they, too, can get a free psychic meeting with me once in a while. Can you do that?
Yeah, definitely.
You're awesome. Hey, thank you so much for calling the show, and God bless you and your entire family.
Thank you. God bless you, too.
Bye-bye. Okay, folks. Wow, listen, Blackwood is such a cool place. I'll tell you, as far as a lot of the music scene goes, especially, and that's a really great thing for us, folks. Now, I also want to remind all of you that we've got a lot of really great events coming up, and we got a lot of really neat stuff going on. And, you know, I want to remind you that we do have this cruise coming up, and that's coming up this December. A lot of people are writing me now asking me when my next cruise might be. Folks, we haven't had it yet. It's coming up December 2nd, 9th, 2007. So you guys got plenty of time, you know, but by all means book, because these cabins are going. Those of you that did manage to book, by all means, stick with it, and we are going to be setting sail for the Bahamas for 7 days and nights. It's going to be a beautiful thing. So you guys got to come on out and check that out. You can get all that information and everything else on my website, themysticsrealm.com, okay? Check it out. Now, I do want to remind all of you, too, that coming up sometime, you know, within the next half hour, I'm going to discuss with you a very fascinating psychic incident that took place with me last week. It was a very unusual set of circumstances, something that I've never experienced before. And I figure, you know, you guys have been my family for the past 7 years, so I'd be more than happy to share this little incident with you as I did, you know, with my prophecies every year. So check it out if you can. Now, I do believe we have another caller. Yes, Kevin?
Hi.
I think we do. Okay, yes, we do. So let's go ahead and take that caller now. And afterwards, we'll go ahead and introduce you to some of our wonderful sponsors. My dear, you are live. Good evening.
Hi, this is Amy.
Hi. Amy, where are you calling from?
Sewell, New Jersey.
Ah, Sewell. Okay, stand by, and we shall see what we shall see for you, my dear, okay?
Okay.
Is there anything particular we need to focus on this evening?
I really just wanted to know, what I have upcoming for 2007, basically.
Okay, that sounds like a great question. Stand by, and we shall see what we shall see for Amy out there in Sewell, New Jersey. Beautiful little place. That's actually the home of WNJC, so that's a fabulous place. Okay, wow. one of the first things that I'm seeing here, Amy, this is dealing with your present position, some of the things that are going on in your life right now.
Mm-hmm.
What I'm seeing here presently is a treasure that you are working to discover right now.
Okay.
Does that make any sense to you?
No.
Okay. Let's get a little deeper into that then, right off the bat. Stand by, okay?
Okay.
Okay. What I'm seeing here with this, what this is talking about is you have a talent that you're developing right now. And you're just now starting, and I mean literally very, very recently, this year, you are just now starting to touch upon this new talent. And the more you progress with it, the quicker things that are going to happen for you.
Okay.
And I'll tell you, it's not only is it creative, but it's also, I also sense that it surrounds a very dark chapter in your own life.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
I don't know. I'm not. I wish I knew a little bit more about it itself that I'd be able to touch on it better.
Well, you know, when you were younger, you were a very creative individual, and you did do a lot of different creative aspects. You have a lot of different outlets for that, creative writing and, you know, this and that and the other.
Okay.
And a lot of that is starting to come back in now, but it's coming in a different form.
Okay.
I really sense that strongly. But when it does, as it does, I mean, it's going to seem very natural for you.
Okay.
And I think it's really going to work for you. And you're already touching base on it. It's just not quite developed yet. So, you know, honestly, just, you know, stick around. You got to believe in yourself right now. This is the whole key to it.
Okay.
You know, regardless if anybody says it's silly or crazy or a pipe dream or, you know, you're dreaming, whatever, don't focus on that right now. Focus on what you're doing.
Okay.
Because right now it's all about your wish list. And you don't really have a big one.
Okay.
Like a lot of people do. A lot of people have a very huge, huge wish list. You don't. You have certain criteria that you need to meet in order for you to be happy, and none of it's really selfish. None of it's anything like that. But, you know, some of it should be. And I know it sounds a little nutty, but, you know, some of this should be a little more selfish. Some of this should be geared a little more towards you and what you truly want in life and what truly makes you happy in life instead of what generally would make everyone else happy.
Right.
Do you understand?
Yeah.
So, you know, this is some great lessons for you to learn this year. And I'll tell you, I think this is going to really help you devote a lot more to your own push towards the future here. And I'll tell you, you do have some backup, and it seems like a lot of women in your life are very outspoken. I'll tell you, I think you're going to be one too.
Okay.
I do. I feel that very strongly. So, you know, understand that everybody gets a clean slate out there. Because that's going to be a really big test right towards the end of this year.
Okay.
And, you know, everybody deserves that. But, you know, just be careful out there. The thing you have to remember right now, though, is a lot of your creativity is trying to find a new vent for you. Let it happen. Let it come out. You know, if you feel like drawing, if you feel like, you know, painting, if you feel like carving, I don't care. You know, be safe out there, obviously, but, you know, enjoy yourself out there, too, because, you know, truly art and music and things like this is truly what makes the world a saner place. It's not a safer one. You understand?
Yes.
Awesome. So that's what I see for you generally. Now, one of the things that I'm seeing here is this is dealing with your emotional side of yourself.
Okay.
Try not to get confused between the emotional side of yourself and the spiritual side of yourself, because you had a little problem with that before and it didn't make a lot of sense to you, and you ended up backing away from something that could have been very, very good for you spiritually. But it was explained to you very confusing, I sense, and more so, you analyzed it very confusing, I sense. So, you know, when it comes to spirituality, and this comes for any spirituality out there, folks, you know, a lot of it is common sense stuff, but at the same time, you know, it's simplification. Simplify your life. The more spiritual you want to be, the more simpler you have to make your life, and that's just the way of things. So, you know, don't make things so confusing. Don't take a molehill, turn it into a mountain deer, because I sense that you did a lot of that in your past, and I don't think you're going to be doing it as much this year. I think you're going to have a lot more focus. I think you're going to have a lot more self-discipline this year, and that's something that's really, really important in order to keep you sane.
Good.
All right, so that's what I see for you, my dear Amy. Now, is there anything else I can answer for you while I have you on the air?
I think the start of this year financially has been a little bit rocky as far as, you know, as far as work is concerned, and I just wanted to know if, you know, if work is going to pick up a little bit more.
Well, again, I think the reason that's happened is because you're working on this new transition.
Okay.
You know, that's the only reason why this happened. And the more you get into this new groove, I think the more things are going to pick up for you in that respect. But again, a lot of that creativity that you're using can be a really good moneymaker if you just think proper.
Okay.
Okay?
Alrighty, thank you.
You're awesome. Hey, thank you so much for calling the show. It's a pleasure to hear from my Sewell peeps, home of WNJC. Gotta love that. So, thank you so much for calling the show, and of course, God bless you and your entire family.
Take care.
You take care. Bye-bye. Okay, folks, wow, it was Amy out there in Sewell. We are going to go ahead and introduce you to some of our fabulous sponsors, and when we come back, we'll have more free psychic readings with me and some other stuff going on, so stick around, will you?
Greetings, Philadelphia. As my good friend Mr. Mystic would say, are you a believer? Do you believe in love? Do you believe in music? Well, believe me, I do. This is the doctor, Dr. Lou. If you believe in love, music, and a heck of a good time, check out www.drloumusic on the net right flipping now. Yes, that's where you can find all the information about Dr. Lou's music and film productions, Philadelphia's only host for independent films, and the House of Blues radio hour with none other than Elwood Blues, a.k.a. Dan Aykroyd. If you are a believer and believe in yourself, believe me, this is one prescription you're going to want to take seriously. At www.drmusic.com on your host, WNJC1360.com, your blues and independent music.
We last left our hero high in the Himalayas, seeking truth from the wise wizard who lives there. God, I hope this guy's home. Hello, anyone there?
I am the wizard who holds the answer to which you seek. Behold, I give you the sword of destiny.
Yes, it's very nice, but that's not why I'm here.
Ah, you seek the Holy Grail, of course. Now, where did I put that
No, that's not why I'm here either. I'm just looking to find a deal on computers.
Well, that's easy. Quartz Computers at 856-656-0443 are here for all your PC needs. Upgrades, repairs, all done on site. Even most warranties are honored. Check out their website at www.quartzcomputers.com or call them at 856-656-0443.
Quartz Computers, thanks a lot. Now, how do I get out of here?
I wish I knew.
That's quartzcomputers.com at 856-656-0443. Just look for the wizard in the alley.
Hey, boy.
Hi, Grandpa.
What's the matter?
My girl's such a pain. She's got all the stuff to do before the wedding, and she's put me in charge of getting the wedding invitations printed. I don't know about any of this stuff.
You need copies and more.
Tell me about it. I also have to get all the flyers for the softball game this Saturday done.
Yep, you need copies and more.
Yes, I heard you. And what's more, I have to get print-ups of this year's quarterly at my firm, and there's no way I'm going to have it all ready. What am I going to do?
You need copies and more.
I know I need copies and more. I'm not an idiot.
Sure you are. Copies and More is the one-stop shop for all your printing needs. Flyers, invitations, presentations, even posters and magnets. Everything can be done at Copies and More. Good prices, too. Give them a call at 856-845-6770. They'll take good care of you over there. Thanks, I will. And don't forget, that's Copies and More at 240 South Broadway in Woodbury, New Jersey at 856-845-6770.
Thanks, Copies and More. And here I thought you were repeating yourself because you were losing it.
No, I ain't the one who got stuck doing wedding invitations.
Grandpa. That's Copies and More at 856-845-6770.
And we are back here on the Mystic Hour, WNJC 1360 AM, Washington Township, Philadelphia. Folks, I'll tell you, it is a beautiful night here in the Mystic Realm at beautiful Westville, New Jersey. And, of course, we are broadcasting live at WNJC 1360 AM, Washington Township, Philadelphia. Okay, we do have some callers on the line, so let's go ahead and take one of those lucky callers now. Caller, you are live. Good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening. You're going to have to speak a little louder for me, okay?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Thank you.
Can you hear me a little bit better now?
Yes, absolutely. Thank you very much. First off, your name?
April.
April, and where are you calling from?
Oh, wonderful Indiana.
Ah, lovely Indiana. And how can I help you this fine, fine evening?
Well, I just had a couple of questions.
Okay.
I wanted to know about a relationship, if things are dwindling down or if we're going to be okay.
Okay, stand by. Wow, you know what? It looks like both of you are asking that. Both of you are asking that same question. Like, nobody's made up their mind yet here. What's going to happen? You understand?
Yeah, kind of.
No one. No one's made up their mind what they're going to do yet. I got to tell you, it's not always happy-go-lucky here on the Mystic Hour. You know, I do see a lot of torment wrapped around this. I do. I do.
Yeah, mainly on my side.
Well, yeah, that's true, but a lot of that is because you're the one that took action on it. You understand? I mean, I'm not saying you're the bad guy on this. I'm saying you're the only one that really took action on it. And regardless of, whose fault it is or what happened or whatever, it's never fun.
No.
You know? And that's really the whole deal with that. It's still a sacrifice any way you look at it. And that's what you're facing here. But honestly, I mean, I don't think either side has figured out what's going on yet as far as what step to take. So anything can happen at that point, up until somebody at least has a clue what they want to do. So I would definitely suggest, putting it out there as to what you want to do and making that happen for yourself.
Does he care about me as much as he seems he used to, or did you say
Stand by. See, the thing with this, I do sense that this person does have some love for you, yes, no question. I don't think it's expressed the way you want it to be. It's different. It's different from the way you express it. And that's what it is. Doesn't make it right, doesn't make it better, doesn't make it worse. It's just what is. And it's always been that way. The way you express love and affection and, all of that is far different than the way your loved one does.
Yeah, I agree with that 100%.
Mm-hmm.
I agree with that 100%.
But again, it doesn't make it right or wrong, though. It doesn't make, your love better than his or anything like that. And it's just what is. And you can either accept that or you can, move forward and progress. You can't fix it because you can't change somebody else. That's just the way they express it. You can't change it.
Yeah.
You understand? You can only change, you know, some of the things about yourself, and even then, you can't change a lot.
That's true. I agree with that.
Don't wanna. Don't need to. So, you know, don't let this mess with your head. Don't let this churn around, because that's really all I'm seeing here. You know, a lot of this is because of your emotional response. You think he's sweating this? Probably not. Not as much as you are now.
Yeah, that's what I kind of figured, but I wasn't for sure.
Well, he had a lot of control there. No question. Had a lot of control. And that's the issue. That's, you know, the factor here that makes them say, well, then I don't need to sweat this because I've always had control. Probably still do. Let's find out. Who's going to cave?
I see.
And, again, it doesn't make it right. It doesn't make it, you know, better. But I do sense a lot of torment behind this. And, yes, a lot of it's yours, but only because you're letting it. Only because you're choosing to take this path of sorrow and pain instead of choosing a path of progression. And you can't. I don't care who you are. I don't care what you're dealing with. There's people a lot worse off than you. And they're choosing a path of happiness regardless of what they're having to overcome. You know? It's a choice. You have to choose to be happy. When you wake up in the morning, you must choose to be happy. Don't let anyone mess up your day. Right?
Yeah, you're right. I do, I guess, what you're getting to, I let the small things get to me, I guess is how to put it.
You do, but then you take them and you churn them about, and churn them about, and churn them about until it becomes this big, ugly menace that has gotten you so fired up that you're lashing out. You got to be careful of that, too.
Yeah, I agree with that 100%.
I know what I see here, you know, but honestly, I mean, your situation you can fix. You can't fix his. Only he can do that.
Do you see us communicating a lot more, or? I think that's our main problem is communication. I feel like there's not enough, and he feels like there is, I guess is how to put it.
Well, some of that is out of stubbornness on both of your parts. No question. But a lot of it, I mean, is the fact that he doesn't know how to express himself in that way, and that's the scariest part. Because if you can't express who you are, how you are, and how much you love, then, you know, you can't really progress together as a partnership. You can't. It's impossible. That's just the way of things. That's just how it works. So, you know, this is what you must be careful of more than anything else. If you can't change yourself enough to be able to adapt to the mass, then you need to progress and move forward, because it's just going to hold you back.
Yeah,
Simple.
and it already has in a lot of ways.
And whose fault is that?
That's mine.
Thank you.
That's mine 100%. That's mine.
Because you're hoping that this situation will change. It won't. It won't.
Yeah,
and that's the thing.
I figured.
It's not, you know, this is a horrible thing. But it won't. It won't change. And it should. But it won't. You know it won't. You don't need me for that.
That's true.
You know.
I kind of knew it in my heart, but...
Right.
You know,
Well, you're very instinctive, and your instincts, you know, have been screaming at you for a long time to, you know, fix this. You're just hoping that you can fix it to make it better for both. and that's a very noble effort, but not everybody's as deserving as that. So,
yeah, I agree with that.
Okay. So that's what I see for you, my dear. But, hey, I want to thank you so much for calling the show. It's always a pleasure to hear from my people all the way out there in Indiana. Beautiful, beautiful country. And, God bless you and your entire family, my dear.
You too. Thank you
Thanks
so
for
much.
calling the show. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Okay, folks. Wow, a long-distance call out of state, all the way from Indiana. Beautiful state, I'll tell you. I love this country. I really do. I think it's a great country. I think we have a lot of really crazy stuff going on, but we'll get to that later. Now, I do believe we have one more caller, and then I got to talk about this thing that happened to me last week. It's just an amazing event, and, just kind of let you know what's going on out there. But in the meantime, caller, you are live. Good evening.
Hi, Mystic.
Hey, how are you?
Good, this is Bill.
Bill from?
I'm calling from Marlton.
From where?
Marlton.
Oh, Marlton.
Yeah.
Lovely.
I'm not in Indiana. I'm just in South Jersey.
Hey, Marlton's a beautiful place. So how can I help you, Bill?
I wonder if you guys give me some insight on what you see maybe in the near future, in the next year or whatever, where I'm going maybe with work, relationships, or, anything that you see maybe possibly for me.
Well, what we'll do is we'll go ahead and give you a general reading, cover a few different things, and if we hit on something that you want to get deeper into, by all means, just let me know, okay?
Sure. Sounds good.
Right on. Stand by, and we shall see what we shall see for Bill and Marlton. Okay, wow. First off, this is this is dealing with your present position, some of the things that are going on in your life right now, my brother. What I'm seeing here is you've got a lot of really crazy things that are going around you right now. Every single aspect of your life is really nutty right now. A lot of almost, borderline lunacy, delusional kind of stuff. A lot of really crazy people around you right now.
Yeah.
Also, dealing with some of your surrounding issues right now, I'm actually feeling it's like a magnetic pull that's pulling you west.
Pulling me west?
West.
Like
really,
getting
really
up and moving from Jersey and going west, you mean, literally?
I do.
Really?
I do. So, this may manifest itself a little stronger as the time goes on, but I'm actually seeing this happening for you pretty soon. Surrounding issues are actually pulling you there now. Now, it could be just, new connections, new contacts, yada, yada. But honestly, I see this as a really strong social order, too. So, a lot of good connections, a lot of good friendships can be made through this venture.
Huh.
Now, one thing also that I'm seeing here is as far as your goals are concerned right now, as far as your personal destiny is concerned right now, what you're trying to do is you're trying to create a comfort for yourself. You're trying to create your own little castle, so to speak, your own little kingdom here. And I do sense that eventually happening for you. But one thing that I'm seeing really strongly is some training that's going to be coming up for you in the very near future. And once this starts going on, I think it's really going to be opening a lot more doors for you really, really quickly.
In training?
As soon as you get involved in this, I do.
In this training? Okay.
Yep.
So what?
It's really going to open a lot.
Where do you see me in my current work position? Do you see that right for me, or?
Well, what I'm seeing here is it seems more like this is more of a time killer than career choice right now.
Really?
Is what I'm seeing with this. And that you're working towards that career choice that you truly have in your heart.
Oh, okay.
But I think that's where the training's going to be coming in, too.
So basically, you think I'm just kind of going through time here with what I'm currently doing?
You're going to have to. And I'll tell you, I think you're almost done with it, to be honest with you. I think you've gotten all your eggs in a basket, so to speak, and I think this is going to be a great year for you. The one thing that you have to be careful of right now is there is a lot of different, you know, like I said, crazy stuff going on around you family-wise right now. And you can't let that cloud the view of what you're trying to accomplish here.
Okay.
You got to keep it personal. You got to keep it.
Do things on my own.
Well, you have to. Right now, you have to. This is, you know, nobody else's destiny but your own right now.
Okay.
And this is the way you have to look at it. This is the way you have to focus on it. And in a way, I sense that you are going to feel like this is a selfish act, but it's really not, because in the big scheme of things, by the time you're done, you'll be in a position to do a lot more good.
Okay, great. What about relationship-wise? Where do you see me with relationships and all that?
Well, with the relationship thing, it seems like you actually give better advice than you take.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's what I see with that. It seems like, you know, you're very good at giving some really good, solid, sound advice as far as relationship aspects, and not just romantically, but socially as well. Like, you know, there's a couple people that actually have really strong, high opinion of what you think. But when it comes to your own, you start turning into something completely different.
Yeah.
Here's where, you know, this is where you vent your emotions more than any other aspect of your life.
Yeah.
And, you know, everybody needs a vent, no question, but some of it's good vent, some of it's bad. But
right.
The relationship aspect is usually where you focus all of that.
Okay.
Oh. And that's why, you know, things get so strong for you, so heated, and then get real nuts, and then it comes back down, and then it goes back up, and it flip-flops. And I'll tell you, you know, it's nothing bad that you're doing. It's nothing wrong that you're doing here.
Okay.
It's just a question of, you know, venting that emotional stuff. If you got to find a better trigger than the relationships, because it's not just, you know, like I said, it's not just the romantic, it's social too.
Right.
You know, it's friendships too.
Yeah.
So, you know, this is something that could really help you out a lot, because again, you know, it's going to be all about connections for you this year, so you got to make a lot of friends.
So you're saying I got a little bit too much of a temper maybe with girls? With my old girlfriend?
I do.
Yeah.
I do. I do.
See that maybe a little bit.
But, you know, I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying you're beating her down or anything crazy like that. No, for the record, I don't sense that. But, you know, honestly, I mean, you know, it's just an emotional vent, and that's great, but you got to find a different one.
Do you think that's just because I haven't found the right person, or do you think that's just, you know, in the past I haven't found the right person yet and all that, or do you think it's...
I think it's out of habit because, again, it's not just the girlfriend. It's on a social level completely.
Yeah.
You know, friendships, too.
Right.
Your tightest friends, you know.
Yeah, I kind of get a little angry sometimes, yeah.
Mm-hmm. You know, and again, it's that
because everything else is in my life, though? Is that because everything else kind of being a little bit, maybe kind of not as stable as I like them right now, or
maybe it's just how you're analyzing your life right now. Because I see a lot of progression here. I see a lot of strength over the past 2.5 years, and a lot of it did come from relationships. I will tell you that too. Yeah. But a lot of the strength that you have, most of it is overcoming your own sense of pride. Because your pride was running the show for so long, and that's what got you in trouble more than anything else.
Huh. Okay. Interesting.
You know, when you're saying, well, I don't want to do this, but I got my pride, so I'm going to have to do it anyway, that kind of attitude, that mentality, that's dangerous when it comes to, like, business decisions or, you know, relationships, too. Huh. Like, well, I don't really like this person, I'm just going to do it to get to the next step or whatever. You know, I mean, not saying that you did that, but, I mean, these are prime examples of how it can be done.
Yeah.
You know, and it never works.
Right.
You know, so these are the things that, you know, just by that little change, you save yourself from a lot of hurt just there alone, you know, by dealing with those pride issues and, you know, toning them down a notch. Because you have. I got to give you that much credit. You have.
I have turned down the pride.
But
yeah, I think I have.
I think so, too. I do. I really do. Over the past couple of years, I think you've really toned it down a lot. but it's still the emotional vent that you have to work with. It's like why that's happening, what the root of the problem is. And, yeah, you've had a hard life. So have a lot of people. But that doesn't necessarily mean that they have to, vent in anger at any opportunity. This is a choice that you're making. This is a path that you're choosing to take here.
Right.
You see. And sometimes you take it a little faster than other times.
Am I taking it slow right now?
I'd like to think so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I would. But, you have had a lot of progression recently, and most of that progression that you have gotten recently is because you've been keeping your mouth shut.
Yeah.
So, that should be a clue.
Okay.
You continue to use that. That's, your anchor right now.
Right.
Because you're a smart
keep my mouth
guy.
shut?
Yep. Yep. But, I mean this with all the love and respect in the world, though, from all.
I appreciate it.
But, honestly, I mean, every other aspect you have, it's good right now. You got a really good, strong foundation with your life right now. You've, overcome a lot of really crazy obstacles right now. You do have a lot of crazy people around you, but you're not really letting them in, And I don't know what's up with that calling to the west, my brother, but I do sense that happening this year. It may not necessarily be a move. It may be a vacation. It may be, it could be anything, but I do sense you going there sometime this year for whatever reason, brother, and I think it's going to be good for you.
Wow, interesting. All right.
Okay?
Thanks a lot.
Thank you so much for calling the show. It's always a pleasure to hear from my Marlton peeps. And, of course, God bless you and your entire family.
All right, thanks. Take care.
Take care, my brother. Bye-bye. Okay, folks. Wow, we've got a little bit of time left in the show. Actually, we've got about 10 minutes, a little over. So I want to tell you guys what happened. First off, let me remind you guys that over the past couple of weeks, there's been this big hoopla about Sylvia Brown. She was, the evil lady that's charging like $700 for 20 minutes worth of readings. I don't know if any of that's true or not. Personally, I don't really care. A lot of people ask me what I think about Sylvia Brown and what she has going on. I'm not saying she's a fake. I do believe that she had a gift, but I think she interpreted it incorrectly. Like, she believed that it was all about spirit guides and the angels and this and that and the other. And that's not true, folks. We only have one spirit guide, and it's the soul. And that soul, this is why God made it eternal, because it's been around the block hundreds and hundreds of times, and it's meant to assist you in your life. And if you let it, it will. Okay? But that's not really what I want to talk about. What I do want to talk about is an incident that happened to me just last Sunday, and it was a week from last Sunday, actually, and it was an amazing event. I was relaxing, enjoying some television, and I had a psychic episode, and for the first time, I've had these before. I've had various visions throughout my life, but this one was totally different, folks. I've never felt anything like this. This was completely insane. I actually felt like I was in a person's body for the first time. Like it was a first-person perspective, so to speak. I was actually looking through this person's eyes. Those of you that may have seen Being John Malkovich, okay, I experienced something to this effect. And I was looking through this person's eyes, and I could see a piece of glass, and I could see a reflection of somebody with very, very short, dark hair and buzz cut, and he was dressed in white, and he was in this very small room. And 3 guys came in. They were armed, they were in uniform, and they said, "It's time." And when he said, "It's time," this guy in the white, he starts freaking out. He starts going ballistic, saying, I didn't do it. What can I do? There's got to be something I can do to fix this. Please don't kill me. I got to be able to do something. And then he says, please, I didn't rape her. I didn't kill her. Please help me. And they took him very sternly by the arms and led him out of this room. The whole incident lasted about 7 seconds, folks. And I'll tell you, when it was over, I mean, my heart was beating out of my chest. It was the craziest psychic experience that I have ever had. But I've never had an episode like that without a reason. So I focused on what I learned. I learned that this guy was dressed in white. I learned that this guy was in a little room pulled out by guys all speaking English. So I just have to assume that this guy was somebody that was about to be executed, or maybe being executed, or may have just been executed. And, you know, I'm seeing this vision through his eyes. That was my only explanation. But it had to be this country because there was no foreign accents or anything. So what I did was I actually thought about it for a little while, and then I couldn't take it anymore. So I went on the net, and I started looking, trying to find a website that listed executions. And sure enough, I found a couple of them very easily. But apparently, there was a guy that he was scheduled to die the day after last week's show on a Wednesday. And he was scheduled to die by lethal injection. His name was Larry, and I hope I'm saying his last name right, SWEARINGEN. He was scheduled to die by lethal injection because of the rape and murder of a college student. Now, folks, I know that when I was experiencing this vision, Larry believed he was innocent of this crime. I do not know if he is innocent of this crime. I don't know. But I did feel really strongly that this execution needed to be stopped. So what did I do? Well, I went ahead and I contacted Larry Swearingen's wife, and she was actually in Ireland, or his fiancée, excuse me, and a very nice lady named Kirsten. And she explained to me in about 5 different emails what was going on, what was happening. And yes, I only had about 3 days in order to intervene and make, something happen, if anything was to happen at all. Well, I explained to her, I said, that doesn't give me a lot of time on this. I've got 3 days. I don't even know where to begin. I'll do everything I can, of course, because I do feel, for whatever reason, God is making me intervene here. So I got off the line with her, and I immediately called and left a very warm, hearty message about this guy to the governor of Texas. And I'll tell you, folks, I mentioned the DNA evidence. There's a lot of really crazy things about this case. It turns out DNA evidence don't match. A lot of different other things don't match up here. This guy could or could not be innocent. I don't really know. Again, all I felt was the guy shouldn't be executed. Well, the day of my show, he got to stay. Apparently, something triggered this guy, and the governor gave him a stay of execution. So I would like to thank the governor of Texas for such a worthy decision. I think you made the right one on this one. I'm personally for the death penalty. I believe that, if something, is committed that is so horrific that there's just no way of salvaging the soul of this person, then we might as well just do them in now and save us all a lot of grief in the future and taxpayers' money and future victims, of course. But, that's my belief on that. But for whatever reason, I felt God wanted me to intervene, and I tried, and looks like it worked. So, Larry, if you can hear this, I do wish you well. God bless you. And, of course, if any of you want to help Larry out, he apparently needs $8,000 in order for some forensic pathologists to help him out. You guys can contact him through, just look him up on the net. But by all means, please help this guy out. He does need the money. It's $8,000. It's a lot. But the state is not going to cover it. So, he needs help in order to prove his innocence. But they didn't kill him. It was pretty neat, I thought. Now, something else really quick that I wanted to mention that's been going on here lately. Those of us here in Philadelphia, we actually experienced the return of a prince, folks. Actually, Prince Charles and Camilla had come down here for the first time down here to Philadelphia, and that's where we kicked their butts back across the pond. But I'll tell you, I have a lot of love for the British. I'll tell you, the UK is a wonderful, wonderful place, and I really hope they had a great time there. You know, a couple years ago, I did mention Lady Di's case being reopened on my January Prophecy show. And, you know, I was glad to see the Prince coming to America and keeping good relations with us. It was awesome. So thank you for coming on out. And on behalf of America, we hope that you and Camilla had a wonderful stay. We welcome you again anytime. We love you guys out there. We do. And, of course, thanks for all your help with this coalition and yada, yada, yada. Now, one last thing I wanted to mention is that during this time that Prince Charles and Camilla came out, there was a lot of protesting about the war, and it was pretty ugly out there. In fact, speaking of ugly, none other than Hanoi Jane actually came out, and a lot of us know her as Jane Fonda. And she was there protesting the war, talking about America, blah, blah, blah. Now, some of you may not remember who Hanoi Jane is or how she got her name, but I'm here to enlighten you as always, my brothers and sisters. My point is, while your fathers, your brothers, your family members, and loved ones were over there in Vietnam, Jane Fonda was there too, but not in the South. She was entertaining the troops in North Vietnam. She sided with the enemy. And she danced, sang, probably did a few other unmentionable things with the leaders of a communist regime. Hanoi Jane is the last person that should be talking about what should be done in America, and I'm curious to see what's going to happen next. Jane Fonda will probably be setting up gigs with the insurgency, sitting on Osama bin Laden's lap or Ahmadinejad if they'll have her, but I'm sure even they probably have enough sense and taste to keep that nasty woman far from their country. Frankly, I'm surprised she was even allowed back in this country. You know, I think she's treasonous, and Hanoi Jane, if you're listening, America has absolutely no use for you. Shame on you. Shame on you, Hanoi Jane, for thinking the American people are too stupid to remember you turning your back on America. I have news for you. We're not that stupid, and we do remember, and we always will. And that's my Mystic Minute, folks. Hey, I want to thank all of you guys for coming out and tuning me into your homes and businesses this evening. I want to thank and remind all of you that I will be at Dempster's this coming Thursday, and I will be at Cousin's Pub in Westville, New Jersey, February 10th. So come on out and see us. All right, folks, I got to go. I love you all like family. You know this. Thank you so much. We'll see you next week.